Hey y'all, from time to time you guys hit me up and you ask me, where do I get my display cases from? Do you got anybody you would suggest? As a matter of fact, I would. Displayarama.com has all your cases and smoke shop needs for displays. These guys are a family-owned operation. And here, let me show you some examples. And I also like, don't forget about this one. And hey, check this one out. And if you use code ChadWade5 when you go to check out, they'll know to give you Chad's discount, which is 5% off your total order. How you gonna beat that, man? 5% off. All right. Now, don't forget, use that code ChadWade5 at the end and get the discount. Don't waste money, man. Save the 5%. Get quality cases that are even in my shop. So if they're good enough for old Chad, good enough for you. Check them out, displayarama.com. You're gonna love them. I know I do. Oh my God, Fat Chad. Oh my God. He hits me up right here at in the private message and says, hey man, that's Retro Chad. Yeah, he meant Fat Chad. That was Fat Chad. Oh, well, it is what it is, right? Well, okay, so we're back, new year, same old me. Same old me, man. So it's still me. All right. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you came through the portal and you're still healthy, and that really helps us all to be that way. I know Beth is of course on the stick here, and she's first one in the door. I appreciate you, Beth, as usual. And I think you're reaching #1 fan status, by the way, or at least #1 viewer. I don't know about fan, but #1 viewer. And either way, those fine with me. Don't mind it either way. So I got a few things to talk about. You know, we got a whole lot going on. People's really getting kind of weird. A lot of stuff in the news, and I have to see. I looked up some things. Probably should go back and because they when you guys was talking about that SB 56 from Ohio, Brandon reminded me that I had promised I would look that up. And I mean, not a whole lot to look up there because, you know, they passed that law. Of course, Beth knows that, but I think you got like 90 days, you know, on that, you know. And so, but I do have I got a couple of articles about that here that we'll discuss, and we'll talk that all the way through. I know that I think y'all got done wrong on that, man. I understand why Tip Top is so pissed off about it now, looking at it. And yeah, I get it. I get it, man. And well, okay. So Beth, you're right. She says, you know, she talked to the sheriff, and you know, and he has no fucking idea about any updates, no enforcement idea. So talking to some people today about it, they're telling me, you know, they haven't been given any kind of guidance whatsoever when they got to put them up. They know March is the day. They do know that. And, but there's no guidance whatsoever. And if you read into this, it's kind of weird, you know, as far as what you're looking at there. Brandon, you got one of those ready to go? Okay, so your AG in Ohio has apparently denied the citizens' referendum to block this change. All right. David Yost rejected a proposed citizen referendum petition aimed at blocking parts, not the whole thing, Senate Bill 56, which changes Ohio's cannabis laws and includes bans on certain hemp products and added restriction. All right. The AG said the petition's summary language was not fair and truthful So he's full of shit. Effectively stopping it from moving forward, at least until the language is rewritten and resubmitted. Advocates say they're not give up and will try again later on the ballot, right? So, reading this and looking a little bit deeper into this, apparently he just didn't like how it was worded, and he wanted it to be more concise. A lot of I don't know, I don't want to call it hate language, or a lot of difficult language was in this referendum, and he wasn't very pleased with that. He didn't want to bring that forward. He said that could be challenged later on, but I think that's a lot of bullshit. Just to be honest, I don't think that's nearly as. I think he's just placating the governor and some of the other morons, because basically, if I'm reading the whole thing right, it's apparently, because I got another article that talks about it all, but apparently it's going to move everything into the dispensaries. And we could talk about all that all you want to. It is signed, though. It is signed. It is happening. It's pretty ugly, but I think you got a good chance of doing something about it, especially since the citizens voted on this. And I mean, I think that's a state Supreme Court issue. I mean, you know what I mean? That's just me talking. And, I'm not a lawyer, but I don't even play one on TV. But I do know a little bit about how briefs do, being as though I worked pretty close with a couple of guys in the joint who, and they didn't do it for me. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't going to be nothing crazy. I wasn't in there long enough to worry about such. But reading this and reading what the issue is, I think you got a good chance of at least getting parts of this fixed. But I mean, really, it's going to be if people show up for the referendum. So, I mean, it kind of is what it is. But there's just so much to this. It's kind of intricate, but I do understand why you guys and girls out there are pissed off about it. It does look. I think it was reactionary to it being pushed through federally, and Trump wanting to get everything opened up again and signing it just to get it opened up. So the government, I mean, and so I think that a lot of states went ahead and pushed forward legislation that even if the feds fix it, well, they don't care, because they don't want it in the gas stations. They don't want it, in the supermarkets. They don't want kids to have any access to it whatsoever. I can kind of understand that. I can kind of understand that part. I really do. But I think they need to have some common sense about it. I think they need to hold business owners a little more accountable. And if you sell as a business owner, a smoke shop or whatever, even a gas station, if you sell to underage, they'll just yank your license to operate. They'll close your business up right there on the spot. And that would stop it if you knew that if that was the deal. But on the other hand, man, I mean, I've had not recently, but I've had employees that maybe just didn't give a fuck. And is it fair to put the whole business in jeopardy because of some fucking kid or woman or man who just didn't give a fuck and just sold it to anybody? Is that fair? Not really, but kinda. I mean, I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I don't know what the answer is for that. but I do think they should absolutely hold the business accountable. If nothing else, find the individual. You find them, not just the business, but the individual. And if they don't pay, they go to jail, just like anybody else who don't pay their fines. And I think that's a necessary evil as well. But again, I don't think they're going to do that, because they don't. If a foreigner does it, I'll just say it. If a foreigner does it, they don't make them follow the same rules as a native. They do not. They do not. And so, well, all they have to do is claim, well, we didn't understand, and oh, it's okay, we forgive you, and they go on. But I mean, like, if we don't understand, they don't give a shit. Ignorance of the law. Remember that? Remember that old adage? And so that's how I feel about it. I mean, the evil empire really don't care what we think, though. The way the tobacco is, the cashier who sells it is fined and the business. Well, it's like that in Kentucky as well. It's like that in Kentucky, but I think they ought to hold us accountable for the hemp as well. I mean, here in Kentucky, we have to have a hemp license. And so your hemp license, I mean, we should, and the ABC is who oversees it. So why not do us the same way they would do for alcohol? Because they're going to test us like that. They're going to come in and they're going to check us, with underage people and all this shit. And why not? And so if the individual sells it to them, why wouldn't they do that? So, I mean, how many times can you get caught selling to underage before they stop you from being able to sell tobacco? Apparently there's a 3 strikes law. With alcohol, it's 2 strikes in Kentucky. I'm saying in Kentucky, I don't know about everybody else, but in Kentucky, it's 2 strikes. And then you have a pause. You have a pause period, and then you go back. And then if you get 3 more strikes, you're out. You're completely out. So, or at least that's how it has been. Now, they may have redone something here recently, and I'm not aware of it, but that was my understanding. And I know that some other states is like that as well, because I'd spoke with them about it too, and they told me that that is how it is there. And so 2 strikes and then a pause period, then 3 strikes, you're completely out. Completely out. But I mean, for a liquor store, you can't sell alcohol, in 90 days, you're already out of business. You're already out. And you have to lock everything up. You're not able to open. You can sell soft drinks, I guess, and Red Bulls and Monsters, and candy bars and whatever else you got. But that's the end of it. So if you're a full blown liquor store, that's a problem. But I mean, for us as a business, that would be really bad for us if we couldn't sell, any kind of stuff like that, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and look into that other one from Ohio. And here it is right here. This is talking about this bill that was passed. It moves intoxicating hemp products, those with THC, into licensed marijuana facilities or dispensaries, ending the sale in general retail stores like smoke shops, convenience stores. Producers and distributors and retailers have raised concern that this will cripple small businesses, maybe most likely. The law aligns state rules with upcoming federal definitions that effectively criminalize many hemp products. Apparently goes into effect in early 2026, which is March, and forcing major change to distribution. So that's bad, but only in dispensaries and no smoke shops, no C-stores. Ohio retailers argue that move could devastate local businesses, limit consumer access. That's fact. If you don't want to go into a dispensary, you are hit. Of course, they say it's to go along with the federal alignment. But what happens if the feds decide, which they're actively working towards, to redo the hemp language in the Farm Bill? And they are actively working, as I'm understanding. And I mean, what happens there? And I mean, do they just say, "Oh, well, we don't care. This is the way it is," which, I mean, that's their state. Y'all do what you got to do. There's a lot of states already who have full blown just gotten rid of it altogether. And I still get a lot of orders from those Midwestern states. Then they have no hemp whatsoever. There is so many products out there, like the Little MF that's out there, the Wonder products that we carry are out there. I mean, you can find these things very easy that'll still get you where you want to be. What about the Blue Lotus? We even have Blue Lotus pre rolls and the Blue Lotus products, the Kratom products. I mean, we've got a lot of mushroom products that have no Delta in them, and we have a lot of Blue Lotus products. We have a lot. We just have a lot of stuff that doesn't have that, and it's mainly for those places out there who have those laws. But apparently, if you went to the Texas show, there was a ton of that stuff out there, a lot. And so apparently that's going to become the next big thing. And they're really looking into the not hemp products. So kind of regretting not going because I didn't necessarily want to do the video there, but we had a whole lot going on here, so I didn't have the ability to do that. And but hearing what I'm hearing, which is the new products that came out, I really look forward to TPE. I really look forward to that. I look forward to being able to see all the new stuff, talk to the people about it. I'm already getting a lot of conversation from people about it. I know that the some of the guys that are already putting that stuff out are already talking about other things they're getting ready to come out with. I am hearing a whole lot about Pink Lotus and White Lotus products as well, and I don't know, man. I mean, I think you're going to find a whole lot of alternative products to what we have today for hemp because so many people have to do something else. Have to. All right. But, but it's not just the hemp that they're after. What you're doing is you're not hearing nearly as much about it. All right. And people are not, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not so much, it's quiet enforcement. It's very, very quiet. It's not as in your face like it once was. People are really they're being very quiet about it. Local and state governments are being very, very, very quiet about what they're doing and how they're doing it, and which I think that's kind of scary. You know, that they're staying so quiet about it, and it's kind of a pattern. It's a pattern state to state about what they're doing. They're rezoning whole parts of cities now just so that you can't put smoke shops in. Uh, Certain streets you're not allowed to put one on, no matter how far away any school is or hospital is. Uh, they're slowing down the process for the tobacco licenses in state and really digging into you as a proprietor, having background checks on it. I read an article about a background check that some states are starting to do. And if you have any criminal history whatsoever, they don't allow you to do it. Yeah, if they're quiet, they are dangerous, and it keeps you. Yes, it's right. It keeps you from being proactive. They are moving in stealth, and they're like city council meetings. These things are just popping up on the docket the day before, and so you can't rally the troops and get them in there to stop them from being able to do it. And it's almost like they're having uh, like Discord or even Facebook group conversations with each other, so that when they come in there, they're already ready to go to pass that legislation. And I mean, it's kind of scary how these people they're really getting it together, and I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I don't think there's any go to part of it, and how we as a group can combat that. But these people are being very serious about what they're going to do here, and they're not hearing it any other way. And they're attacking vapes again in other states. Um, pull that one up about New York. So Kathy here, right? Forget about that guy in New York City. Oh, Kathy here is vowing crackdowns on illegal flavored vapes, like she ain't got other problems, in New York City. And New York Governor Kathy Hochul announces a crackdown on illegal flavored vaping products, claiming up to 99% of flavored vapes sold legally or illegally are flavored and often appeal to underage users. That's debatable. I mean, if you didn't sell it to them, they wouldn't be appealed towards, right? But I mean, if their parents are going in and buying it for them because they believe it's safer than cigarettes, that's how fucking stupid they are. A state vapor product registry will be created to distinguish legal from illegal. Well, they already have that. The feds have already done it, Kathy. Adding enforcement to this, so how they could do that. And then law enforcement officials argue these products are flooding the market and tied to other criminal activities. Well, if you're selling to underage minors, that is a crime. Crime. All right. And but this registry, I mean, she's going to spend all kind of money to create a registry that the feds have already done. I mean, the PMTA is already out there. They know exactly what's lawful, you know. Uh, yeah, this is nuts. The more I think about it, the stupider it is, and retailers are, how are they going to keep up? And I mean, and is this going to be the super secret list that she's got? They already know what the list is. They choose not to abide by it, and you're not enforcing it. So what's up? I mean, come on, Kathy, get real. I mean, you've got other problems up there, and vaping is not one of them. Believe you me, you got other problems. Tax money and some of the bullshit that New York City mayor is doing. Get real. If that's all you got to put in the New York Times, get real. Get real. You could do better. But there's a lot out there, y'all. I mean, it's just very, very crazy, and they're focusing all over the board. I mean, it's not just that, and it's not just the hemp. Hemp was a big deal, right before Christmas, because oh my God, what are we going to do? It's all going to hell. You just would not believe how many people I've talked to that, hey man, we closed our shop. What? Yeah, we closed our shop because once hemp goes out, we're done. That's all we were selling. Okay. So yeah, man, that's what we're doing. And so and when are you closing? Oh, we've already closed. We've been closed for 2 weeks now. I mean, you haven't. It's not over. Your state has no laws about it, and this could even be a states' rights issue. And they're not hearing it. I already closed shop. So all I can do is go in and mark them closed and goodbye, God bless. That's all you can do. Beth, you're exactly right. It does clear the room. But I think we're going to find, I swear, we are selling a ton of glass. Now, I'm not saying that it's because of this ban, but I am saying that there is a lot of flour, whether it's that THCA flour, MJ, I don't know, but there is a ton on the market. I also know that they dropped the hammer on the THCA, and the product prices are cheap. I mean, cheap. and selling it directly to the customer now. I was blown away looking on Facebook Market, and that Zaza, I think it's Zaza or something like that, is selling directly on Facebook Marketplace, delivered right to your front door. If it's lawful to deliver, apparently Facebook is allowing you to show it in Marketplace. So if you think your Bud Bar is going to keep going, how will you compete with them online? I mean, $150 ounces. How are you going to do that? And you can buy all the way up into pounds online, delivered to your front door, and guaranteed delivery. And apparently, you can, use your credit card. I was blown away. How in the hell did they do that? But they did. They are. I mean, you go straight to their website. You can put your credit card in. No, I haven't done it. And they even make a THCA hash, like blocks, 100-gram blocks of hash. What? And I thought, okay, let me look into this. You open it up, look at the pictures, certified weight, blah, 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 and how they're going to, it's freeze dried and vacuum sealed. Okay. I wouldn't want it dry, but I mean, that would make it kind of brittle, but okay. And so then they have it that's non-freeze dried, and it's still got the moisture, but it's vacuum sealed, guaranteed to be fresh when you open it, it says. On Facebook Market. You can look it up. As a matter of fact, I will check that out for you right this second, because I was blown away that was even possible to be sold. And I'm really, the more I read into it, the more I think to myself, that is insane. But I mean, people are honestly buying a lot of stuff online, and Beth, that doesn't clear the lane for us, because it really just makes it a little harder to do. Now watch, this will make me a liar. But I do find that very odd that was on there, because they may get away with it for a day or two or three, and get a few sales with it. And I mean, it was right there on top of it. Well, it's not here now. Somebody's reported them or something, but it was right there. That was a very odd thing to see, and I kept seeing it all day. And I thought, I'm gonna tell this on the show tonight and see what I can get done about it. Yeah, it's not on here now. Yeah, it is. It was on there, Beth. That's the honest to God truth. And now, I mean, it's just not there. It's all in the customer service. It also not carrying items customers can get online. That's exactly right. We quit carrying CBD because CBD companies were undercutting us and getting customers better deals than B2B. Yeah. Yes. I totally understand. I don't like to carry things that are in the cash and carry there locally, because I feel the same way. I do not want to carry what they've got, because then every gas station in the whole city has it. And I just don't want to deal with that. I do not want to have that product that everybody else has got in my stores. And if I know that the cash and carry's got it also, I don't like to carry it in the wholesale, because of the simple fact that, why would I want to compete with them? Because everybody in your city is going to have them. I wish I could find this, man. I really wish I could. But the more I found, I mean, it was just wild to have even seen it. And that was crazy. But there they were, Bud and everything. And so, but yeah, if they're delivering it, because like I say that too about the Amazon. I look on there all the time, see if I can find anything that they've got on there, like glass pipes or grinders, and they got them. But I mean, now DH Gate will deliver to the individual, but they're expensive. They're extremely expensive. Like the water pipes, $50, $60 water pipes that they could pick up in my store for $30, $35. But they're going to say that, well, that includes shipping. Well, and that really it includes the shipping and the import tax. So they're paying it anyway for one single one. But it's wow, just crazy what you can buy online now. And at one point, there's no way to have done it. But when you look into, like on Amazon, you look into their store and you open up their Amazon store and it's full of this stuff. But of course, they're all Indian or Chinese. And I don't blame them. I don't hate the player. I just hate the game. I totally understand why they do it, because look at all the dedicated customers. But then, I mean, it goes without saying, you can also buy raw rolling papers from Raw online as well by the box. So why sell them in your store? But you can do that with a lot of different rolling paper. I mean, they got them on eBay. You can buy them cheap on eBay. Now, are they real? I don't know. I mean, are they not for sale in the U.S. like that clown talks about all the time? I mean, he made them, but he got them here and whatever. But I just don't see any need to carry Raw. I really don't, because of that little thing right there. Because it's very, very easy to purchase them on Amazon. Very easy to purchase them on eBay. But can they be trusted? The person on Amazon doesn't care about them. They also want sponsor local. They also won't sponsor local events. I totally agree. But if the customer gets them and doesn't like them, they can return them. It's very simple on Amazon and eBay to do that, or file a complaint and get you completely shut down. Very easy to do. Beth says the Raw sales have dropped over the last year. Yeah, because they can buy them online, delivered to the front door. And that's another thing, man. In a lot of cities now, they are delivering from grocery rolling papers, cigarettes, anything like that, alcohol, anything like that can be delivered through Uber right to your front door. And I mean, they're making it very, very hard for some smoke shops to stay in business. But I mean, if you're the neighborhood smoke shop, or if you're your area smoke shop, that's probably not such a big deal. If you're a smaller town, I think Beth lives in a smaller area, and of course, you guys have been around forever, and everybody knows that if they want something like that, they come talk to you guys. So I know you all kind of have them by the throat, not because there's nobody else doing it, but because they love you guys, and that's why they keep coming. And they've been coming forever. So, but a lot of people aren't like that. If you're the bodega down the street and you're the neighborhood spot, okay, but that's only if they need it right now. And a lot of shops say, that their traffic has really slowed down. And but I do believe that DoorDash has 2 dashers here. You might get your items in 4 hours if you tip nicely. God. I really don't understand the whole food thing. I have done it a handful of time, with the family, or me and Bella, if we were at the show in Vegas and we just didn't want to eat hamburgers and pizza in the hotel, and we didn't want to walk all the way up the strip, we would order something on DoorDash, and we've never had a lick of problem out of it. But that don't mean we won't. And if you think about it, once you tip them, it's kind of like you got in a car and drove, but You have a whole lot more options, with doing that. And there's not a whole, in Vegas, you can walk in just a few feet and there's all kind of food. But I mean, when you've walked all day at the show, you're tired. You don't feel like fooling with it. And so you just want to be there to drop it off and do your thing. And it feels kind of odd to have the DoorDash bag right there in the middle of the eatery where the food is. But Bella likes to watch the sports on the TV. And so they have, be in the sports book and you can eat. It's not a big deal. And they have, all the big screens. So that's what she likes to do. So that's where we always end up eating. And she likes to watch that. But Bella's kind of a sports freak. So she didn't get that from old dad. But anyway, but it's nice. It's the DoorDash thing. But as far as being able to bring your pipe to you, I haven't heard that yet. But I do know that they bring cigarettes. I do know they bring alcohol. And I have heard that people have gotten their papers and wraps that away. Some of the shops are setting up so that they can have their stuff delivered from their shop to your house. And in some areas that's lawful. And so they're setting up to do it. And then there's also other third parties that are doing that. Something called Wheaties. And you can get on that app and find your store if your store is registered with them. And they have an app just like you would have any kind of delivery app. And they would, you order it on Wheaties, you pay it on Wheaties, they go get it, they bring it to your front door. There's a minimum order, it's a minimum purchase. But I can't even imagine somebody delivering to your house for $4, $5, $6. I mean, that don't even make sense to me. Can't even imagine. I mean, that's the fee. I mean, the fee, $5, $6, and then you got to split that with, the app. That's ridiculous. To me, that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But things wild, man. Things wild. Hey, go to that the one about the hemp THC ban could kill. Right. This comes from the C-store community right here. A federal ban on intoxicating hemp products, including Delta-9 and some synthetics, taking shape through appropriate language. Now, this is at the federal level. The convenience store people here and industry advocates say the threat to small businesses could push sales into unregulated markets. Yeah. Hello. They're pushing for regulated adult only sale instead of outright prohibition, and stressing the need for clear education, age verification, and packaging rules. In my humble opinion, it'd be a good idea to have to scan to figure it out. So I think it's a good idea to make them scan ID. And I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I mean, would you want to buy a scanner to make yourself very lawful? I don't know, maybe. And then I would. I think that's a great idea. And I would definitely want to do that. A lot of POS systems are already coming with that standard now because some states require it. And I look for our state to require it as well. They're very, very worried about moving this out of the convenience stores. They're very worried about moving this out of the gas stations. And of course they are, because they make a lot of money from that. So these advocacy groups for the convenience stores and for the gas stations, like this bunch, they are pushing with dollars into people to try to get these people to make the language correct. And it's a good idea. All right. Well, yeah. We're getting ready to get a new one. We're getting ready to get a new POS system. And so our POS system this time around, I think, does that too. And I think that you should have to do it for every single transaction. So I think that's a great idea. And I wish we had more of that in the language of the law in order to be able to stop that type of shit. And I think if you that would prove to the government that we're doing our due diligence. But I honestly believe they want to push this right into the dispensaries, and they want to hold one group accountable. They will also tax the living shit out of this when that happens. And so therein lies that problem as well. So, I mean, now, and like Brandon can't get his article open, but Texas is now they're finalizing their rules for cannabis and consumable hemp, right? And Texas Alcohol Beverage Control, that's the TABC. All right, they always got to be special. ABC anywhere else approved permanent rules regulating consumable hemp products after a year of debate. Key elements include requiring ID checks. There, see what I'm saying? Banning sales to those under 21. Well, that's what the ID check would be for. Many emergency restrictions were softened. For example, removing a strict one strike, you lose your license rule in response to retail pushback. So the retailers push back against this because, Mary Jane behind the counter, if she's having a shitty day, doesn't care or wasn't paying attention, could cost the business everything if she goofs up. And so could little Johnny. Little Johnny could goof that up as well. Many emergency retail pushback. The rules won't ban the products, but they tighten oversight and set up TABC and the Department of State Health Services. Yeah, Health Services regulates ours as well. So, seeing a little pattern here, by the way, as the primary regulators, opponents still want an outright ban or a higher minimum age. Lawmakers may revisit the issue again in 27. How do they want you to be, man? I mean, Jesus Christ, you can already fight for your country at 18, get over there and get shot, but you can't buy a cold beer. I mean, come on, get real. I mean, at 21, you can buy cigarettes, the biggest killer in America. Regulated killer. I mean, heroin and cocaine do a real good job too, But I mean, there's a whole lot going on here, but it's very undercover. You're not hearing it on the regular news, Fox is not carrying it, CNN's not carrying it, MSNBC not carrying it, what, how are you supposed to know? Well, I mean, you're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to keep up with your state regulators and pay attention, be on some watch lists, maybe set it in Google Analytics, your Google search terms. I have that, I'm looking for, at one time we were constantly watching for synthetic cannabinoid legislation, smoke shop legislation. I've got that listed under keywords, and Google will expose you to them. Now my phone's acting weird because it heard me call for it. And I hate that. That drives me insane. That thing listens to me constantly. But it is getting very, very odd, boys and girls. We're going to have to start paying attention. We're going to start keeping one another up to date with this. I'm going to get back on the stick now. So we are now set up for every 2 weeks again to jump on here. I am also thinking about maybe doing on the other weeks, maybe doing a morning show on Facebook. I tried that a couple times, just see if I could pull that off and see what I could do. I'm also on the Chad Wade TV. That's where I would do it at. I would do it exclusively on Facebook. I would not do it here where I could live stream it on YouTube. Probably it would be done Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I will get an ad for hemp, Beth. You're exactly right. Because I talk about it or anything. If me and the wife talk about going to a restaurant for date night or something, we used to get all kinds of ads for that location. That's ridiculous. But that phone listens to you all. I mean, don't lie to yourselves. It does. But anyway, I may do the Facebook thing on the counter weeks to that, so that we could all get together, and I would probably give you an update of certain things that maybe we had talked about on the live. So it would be one after the other. So you would have the YouTube and where it goes out to everywhere else, and then the following week I would talk about the things that we had talked about, do some follow up to that, also maybe even some new products that are coming out, not necessarily just things that are coming out in our wholesale, but we do have a lot of stuff like that. If you're not part of our wholesale here, we'd really appreciate you being a part of it. Just go right on there and sign up for uh, an account, and list your whoever you want as your rep. Brandon and Grover. You could even have me if that's what you're looking for, and you would have contact with us. We're pretty easy to get a hold of. I get a lot of text, and I don't mind it, and I don't care if you use WhatsApp and all that. I use WhatsApp as well, and so that doesn't bother me one way or the other. If you like to do that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Facebook group where we put exclusive deals on that Facebook group, and we are talking even more about that, where we are going to add some things at Real Bargain Basement. Yes, Beth, very fast shipping, mainly because we are at the World UPS Hub here in Louisville, Kentucky. And we are more than pleased to have you guys come in and be a part of it. But we do have that Facebook group, but get on the Discord group and be a part of that as well. It's free to join. Feel free to be a part of the Patreon group as well. That gets you a whole lot of other discounts in my wholesale if you are a Patreon member, and that will definitely do something for you there, whether you know it or not, and it does. And if you're buying regularly, in all honesty, I mean, you're getting quite a few discounts anyway. I like to take care of, people that take care of us and my business, and all the people that work with us. And so I like to always take care of them. Yeah, Beth, I agree that the new Elite glass that we have on the wholesale, it looks a lot like the 8827s, but it has color to them, and it adds pops of color, for your shelves, and it really does. It doesn't do it justice there online, but super nice color. Uh, the even the downstem has the pattern built into it. The base has the pattern built into it. It really has a great showing in the shelves. We have those in our stores as well. Now, of course, they do a little better than the 8827s, which is the plain ones that we have. And so there's 20 different kinds. This is a very limited run. We were just kind of testing this to see how well they're selling, and people are buying these just like they do the other clear ones that we have as well. And so they're really buying these 50 at 100. I just sold 60 just the other day to one guy, and we're putting a lot of new stuff, very limited supply. We have a lot of pipe stuff and cigars, cigar, associated items, cutters, lighters, ashtrays, even humidors. We're going to put some limited run stuff on here just to see how it does. And, I'm going to have onesies and twosies. Uh, you, maybe check it out. The limited run section in there. It may be some money in your pocket. You'll see once you get in there and look at it. But again, limited run. Once they're gone, we may or may not restock them. We may not restock them. So be alert. Once we show them to you, get out there and be a part of it. But again, you might want to be a part of our Facebook group. It's a secret group. We can get in there, and but it's all for the wholesale. It's just for that. So if you're not a smoke shop, there are a few simple questions to answer to even get in the front door. And you don't have to be a member of the Discord to do it, but it'd be a good idea to join that Discord and be able to talk to other members and be a part of that group too. I enjoy that a lot. There's not a whole lot of people in it. We vet this so that we know that everybody involved is a smoke shop owner, and we like to have just a group in there. We don't want just anybody. Just because you like smoke weed, don't mean you need to be in this group. And so there's other groups for that, other Discord groups. But the wholesale group, I've made quite a few sales out of that wholesale group, so I know that people are watching it. And I'm going to put regular sales into that. So you will find it even cheaper there than online. So that's the upside to it. It costs you nothing to join. Just answer a few questions, prove that you are who you say you are. The Discord group, I also put product on there, and we give you a discount on there as well when you're a part of that. So, all right, guys, we're coming to the top of the hour. I really appreciate everybody being here. I really do. Beth, of course, and Tip Top, y'all always come in. I think Tip Top dropped off and went and did his thing. But Beth, I always appreciate you coming in and being a part of it and helping us out with this in every way. I think I'm going to probably try to make you a future contributor where you can be on here and maybe you would enjoy being a part of, having your say into it too. And I know I would enjoy that as well. So maybe we'll see I'll talk to you about it, Beth, if you're interested. You may not be for you. But all right, guys and girls, I'm going to jump off here, and I appreciate everybody being involved, and I really do. And stay alert, y'all. There's some weirdness going on in the industry. Stay very, very alert. Pay attention to what your laws are saying, and pay attention to how it's going to affect you. And if you need to get involved in it, get involved. Start talking to these people. Make your voice heard. That's the great thing about America. It's okay to have a damn opinion, even if your neighbor doesn't agree. Don't matter. Please pay attention. Be a part of this. Do your thing. Do not let people silence you, and do not let the government nanny you. If you got something you need to say and you need to be able to prove your point, but act right. Don't get in there and start causing problems. Act right. If you need to get an attorney involved, you need to get a group of people, class action lawsuit. That's not a bad idea. In order to save your business, you're going to have to fight it out, but understand it a little better. Get an attorney, have them look at these laws and see how they apply to you. If they don't apply to you, move on. Keep going. Keep your mouth shut. Get to work. But if they do apply to you and it's going to affect your business, do something about it. Don't just sit there and be like, well, I can't do nothing about it. I'm going to close. If you do that, don't cry to Chad. Do not cry to Chad. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done. I'm done talking, done soapboxing. If you need me, you know where I'm at. AskChadWade@gmail.com, or go over to ChadWadeTV.com and have a look. All right, y'all, have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your week. Finish strong. Tomorrow's Friday. Come on, you can do it. But, there's probably Saturday and Sunday as well. Beth, I'll see you next time for sure. Yeah, I know. We're about to get a hell of a lot of snow. You all are too. I'm worried about Bella having to drive back to Ohio and you all getting that pissed on y'all too. So I'm a little nervous, Oh, Dad, he's still worried about his little girl. All right, y'all. We love you. We appreciate you so much. If you need us, hit us up. Have a good night. Bye.